to meet. So my mom B, her sister, my other aunt Lynn, and Lynn's daughter Alice started calling all the bill companies, insurance companies, and all the different accounts Uncle had before passing. I even called the credit bureau to see if anything surprising was opened under Uncle's name or Aunt's name. Fortunately, nothing was a surprise and all the accounts were accounted for on our end. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, there is a delay in getting the death certificate and filing his life insurance because of the people at Uncle's company being on vacation and unable to file the claims and paperwork. So we'll have to wait a little longer to schedule his funeral. On Saturday, November 9th, I was able to meet Kevin at a public place with Alice right across the street if I needed her. Ooh, you got backup, eh? Nice.
I'm your backup.
And I told him that I'm now in charge of his mother's accounts, living trust, living will, and basically everything in her life. He shocked me by being docile the entire time I was talking. Docile? That's unexpected. Kind of disappointing. I was hoping he would be angry. Damn.
Definitely fishy.
He and I were as close as siblings for the first 18 years of our lives, but drifted apart due to me going to college and both of us starting our own lives. I told him that he really messed up here, and I'm not going to allow this behavior anymore. I also told him I have no qualms calling Adult Protective Services or the police on him or his sister if their behaviors do not straighten up. He surprised me again by telling me that he needs to change his spending habits and attitude. Oh, that's good. And is starting to understand that everything he was doing was uncalled for. He even understood why he wasn't getting any money. Now, I wasn't born yesterday. Oh, plot twist. Okay. What does that mean? Is he moving in the shadows too? So I heard what he was saying and will hope for the best where Kevin is concerned, but plan for the worst. Honestly, I'm prepared for a little delayed pettiness on Kevin's behalf. Since Karen was not able to be there, I told Kevin to get Karen on the phone and put it on speaker since we were outside a coffee shop. Kevin started to say I was in charge of their mother's accounts, and Karen interrupted and started yelling,
How dare you steal that car, Ron Weasley?
No, that's not what she said. How dare you take away my money from me? Those are my accounts and I deserve nothing. You deserve nothing. I took Kevin's phone and hung up on her. She tried to call back several times, but I declined all the calls. She finally gave up after about 5 minutes. I told Kevin it's now up to him to relay the basic information to Karen. And if she wants to call me and speak to me like an adult, to give her my phone number. I knew this was not the end, but it felt good hanging up on her several times. Now for the last piece of drama for today. Today, the Social Security check went through for my aunt's account, and for whatever reason, my uncle's check from October went to his account instead of aunt's. Before we could go to the bank to see what we needed to do to transfer the funds, someone accessed uncle's account and tried to withdraw all the funds. Well, that's stupid. Yeah, it looks like you gotta sue some people. Luckily, we froze his account with the bank, and we attempted to ask who tried to take the money out of his account. The bank said until they have the death certificate, they can't release any information to us. I called Kevin and hinted that someone tried to hack into uncle's account and steal money. He sounded genuinely shocked, and even checked his own account to see if anyone tried to also get into his account. I asked him for Karen's number and called her, where I also hinted the same to her. She started the call sounding arrogant, and I started talking about how concerned I was about everything that's happening, and I'm going to tell the bank to call the police so we can file charges. Her voice started to shake when I mentioned getting the police involved because the bank said they would release the information to me when a death certificate is provided. She was like, oh, yeah, you should do that. Then I reminded her that stealing from the bank is a federal crime. And I hope they add on the charges of financial elderly abuse on top of the federal charge. It took a while for her to answer, but her voice was shaking even more than before. I asked how her husband was getting along in the Navy and asked after her newborn baby girl, but she suddenly had to hang up the phone. At this point, I don't think anything she can or will do is going to surprise me, but I'm looking forward to making that final decision to get the police involved. That was, how you say, oddly satisfying. Not even oddly, just plain satisfying. It's funny how when there are deaths in the family, that it really just brings out the worst in people. Even before there's a death in the family, you can start to see the buzzards circling a little bit. The idea of being like somewhat happy about your parents passing away because you're going to get something out of it is so f***ed up. Well done on protecting your aunt and uncle, my dear. Let this serve as a lesson to any buzzards who want to circle around their vulnerable parents.